This lesson is how to use basic facts to estimate quotients with two-digit divisors. This is essentially the same lesson as the last one, so if you didn't understand it, make sure you ask questions. Again, with this lesson, it's important to remember the difference between your divisor, dividend, and quotient, and the different ways that it can appear. As with last time, we are estimating, so remember that your quotient is not going to be as precise as if you solved it. It is an estimation. So let's look at our first problem. 8,095 divided by 23. The problem with this setup is that when we estimate, we actually want to round our divisor first, because that's going to make it a little bit easier for us when we solve it. Okay? Usually we think to work left to right, but here we want to start on the right. So we're going to round 23 to 20. Okay? And looking at our next number, we know that it's close to 8,000, so then I'm going to round it down to that. And I know that I can do 8,000 by 20 pretty easily in my head. Okay? So first I'm going to copy the problem again, but I'm leaving some space. Okay? I know that I can break this down a little bit. And if I wanted to divide 20 by 10, I could. And I'm going to do that to both sides. Okay? The reason being is that it makes it a little bit easier to work with. Okay? And what I do to one side, I have to do to both sides. So next, I know that 20 divided by 10 is 2, and 8,000 divided by 10 is 800. And 800 divided by 2 I can do in my head. I know that that is 400. So my estimate for 8,095 divided by 23 is 400. You can still solve this problem dividing 8,000 by 20, but this way it's a little bit easier to do it mentally. Okay, let's look at another problem. 5,484 divided by 71. Again, we're going to start with our divisor when we round. Okay, 71, I'm going to round to 70. Okay, when I think of my multiples of 7 in my head, 7, 14, 21, 28, I know that 56 is one of the next multiples. So I'm going to take my 5,484 and I'm going to round that to 5,600. Okay? Remember, as an estimate, I can also go down. I could have rounded it to 4,900 or 4,900, but this one's easy. This is what came up first in my head. Okay? We're going to solve it the same way as last time. 5,600, leave some space, divided by 70, and once again we're going to divide it by 10. Okay, because 70 divided by 10 gets me 7, which is an easier number to work with. Okay, and what I do to one side, I have to do to the next side. Okay, 5,600 divided by 10 is 560. Divided by 7. I already know that 56 divided by 7 is 8. So 560 divided by 7 must be 80. Let's try one last problem. 9,215 divided by 95. Now I can take 95 and I can round it to 90, but personally I'm going to round it to 100 because that's an easier number to work with. And again, since this is an estimate, I could round 9,215 to 9,200, but we don't have to be as precise. So I'm just going to round it to 9,000. Okay? And when I have 9,000 divided by 100, okay, I can do that in my head and know that it is 90. Okay? What if I wanted to round it a little bit differently? What if I wanted to round 95 to 90? Well, I could still do that. It'll just look a little bit different. If I round that to 90, okay, and I still round it to 9,000, 9,000 divided by 90, okay, I arrive at 100. Okay, 90 and 100 are still in the same ballpark. Okay, they're still about the same answer. And remember, as an estimate, it's okay for a little bit of variation. Okay, but bear in mind that as you change one of these numbers, your quotient will also change.